Welcome back to Busy Dad Fitness. I've been off the gym for 2 weeks, two and a half weeks. I leveled up my dadness, so got a little bit of paternity leave, and I got to not do much except for deal with all of that. So not really a great time to go to the gym in the normal time, but going back today, so we'll kind of see how it goes. What I find when I stop working out for a period of time is that my body actually starts to hurt. I get tight, I get tense, I don't sleep as well, but that has other things going on for it. Now, so today's workout will just kind of be free form. I'm going to do kind of what I know is going to make my body feel good. One of the nice things about kind of knowing a lot about fitness and having done a lot of things is I know what my body likes. So we're probably going to do some mobility. I'll show you a lower back exercise that helped me finally recover from a long-term injury. Probably do we'll do some gymnastics type stuff, because that feels good. Probably do some Romanian deadlifts. Those always feel good. They help kind of stretch the hamstrings, which get tense and tight when you're doing a lot of just kind of walking around your house or sitting or working from home, that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll just kind of do what feels good to my body. So surprisingly, I've not really gotten a lot of regression towards dad bod. I tend to not eat when I'm just at home doing, attending to other things. So I don't think I've gained much fat or much weight that I need to quickly burn off or anything like that. I have my pre-workout, aka black coffee, ready to go. Poor man's pre-workout here. So we'll see how it goes. About this back exercise you're going to see, it's actually a hip and pelvis repositioning exercise. I learned it from an old boss, head coach of mine. He had done a lot of work in kinesiology. He had done work with a company called the Postural Restoration Institute that looks at functional ways to help improve athlete performance and just people feeling better and using their bodies more effectively in general. I'll link them below. So Postural Restoration Institute, if you're interested in any kind of that thing, but you'll see. So I had what was diagnosed as a strain in my quadratus lumborum, which is your lower back. It was on my right side. This is probably when I was 15 years old. So that's 18 years ago. So I went through physical therapy for it. They would do, ultrasound therapy. They would do the e-stim therapy on it, different things. They would give me stretches. They gave me all these things to do, and that all kind of worked. I was competitive in gymnastics at that time, so I probably didn't rest and let it heal completely. So that's probably my fault. But basically, over the next 10 to 12 years after that, it would flare up, and I would sleep wrong, or I would sleep on the wrong thing, or whatever. Do something funny, lift something funny, and it would just flare up for days until my boss there showed me. He's like, okay, you've let me do a little evaluation on it. He gave me evaluation on kind of hip mobility and this kind of thing, and kind of checked it out, and gave me one exercise. And this is the exercise I'm going to show you. Give me one exercise. I did it. I thought, this can't possibly, this is one thing. Maybe it'll help relieve it a little bit. Maybe it'll help, because I was in the middle of a flare-up at the time. I thought, this, maybe it'll relieve it a little bit. Maybe it'll be, whatever. I did the exercise the way prescribed one time, and within 5 minutes, my back stopped hurting. More pain-free than it had been in 10 years. So, sounds like a miracle, sounds like something magical, but it's just kinesthetic science and figuring out what is going on with your body and knowing how all those things work together. So I'll show that to you. We are at the gym. I remembered how to get there. I remembered how to get to the gym. So that's a good sign that I remembered how to get there. And we'll see where this takes us. There's a bunch of people here. Why is there a bunch of people here this early in the morning? Whatever. Okay. Let's go destroy some dad bod. Just 10 minutes of high resistance biking here. You need a foam roller for this exercise. So this is the magic back exercise. Lie on your back, get 90 degrees in your knees and in your hips. Checking for 90 degrees there. And flat on your back, make sure that you can lie down flat. Put the foam roller between your knees, and you're going to squeeze the foam roller between your knees. So you want to squeeze it pretty tight. Your legs are the same width as the foam roller, obviously. Now my back pain was on my right side, so I'm going to lift my right foot away from the wall while pressing the left foot into the wall, and I'm going to engage my lower core and tuck my hips up off of the floor. So my hips are slightly off of the floor, even though my back is down flat. Lay your back down flat, and you're going to breathe in and out while keeping your lower core engaged and your hips tucked off the floor and squeezing the foam roller. So I have an engaged lower core, squeezing the foam roller, lifting the side that the pain is on, lifting that leg away from the wall, breathing in and exhaling out fully. You want to do that anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10 breaths. So this is helping to reposition the hips and relieve the tension, in my case, relieving the tension on my quadratus lumborum. These are some hip mobility exercises just before I start squatting, so you notice as I push the plate out, my hips are able to drop back down to the floor as it acts as a counterbalance. I'm going to hold that for 10 to 20 seconds. Do that a few times. So once again, holding the plate close to my chest, I squat it down, and then the hips drop down as I put it out, and really just settling into that low, deep squat position to keep those hips opened up and to really feel that position. Similarly, this is another hip mobility or a kind of a squat mobility exercise. I have fairly wide legs. I'm not sitting on the ground right now. I'm just holding the position. My back flat against the wall. This is a hamstring stretch. I have wide legs, unlocked knees, and really relaxing down. Again, my knees are not locked out, so you can get as low as you can by bending your knees slightly, really relaxing into it, shaking my shoulders so that I kind of relax into it, and then transition there into a sumo stretch. I'm pressing on my knees as I sit my hips down and spreading out kind of the inside the hip flexor, and holding that for maybe 30. This is a child's pose variation to kind of help the lower back and hips. I have my feet together, my toes are actually touching together, and my knees are outside of my torso, and then sitting down, pressing, relaxing. There, I eventually want to get my hips down to kind of sit on my feet, and transitioning it into a quad stretch, engaging your glutes so that you really feel a stretch in the front of your quads, and then tilting back and forth just a few degrees. You only want to go as far as is comfortable and then come back. This is an active stretch, so you're going back and forth. Keep your glutes engaged, squeeze together so that you can feel the stretch in the quads. These are super kind of deep into the negative Romanian deadlifts, standing up and then going way deep down. I'm just doing it with a bar. I'm really just trying to feel kind of the stretch here. Here's where I might do a little bit of gymnastics work. I am working on some handstands here, just trying to find the balance point and really feel, and really kind of wake my body back up into the technique of kicking all the way to a handstand there. So I'm in a lunge position, lifting the back leg as I tilt forward, keeping as straight of a line from my head to my back foot so that I'm not toppling over, and then pressing it against the floor. I'm digging my fingers in, widespread fingers. So I'm really just trying to find a balance point. That was the wrong thing to do. Bend your arms, that's not going to work. So, and then I kind of overbalanced here, and so I'm trying to find a good spot. It didn't work super well. This is also somewhat cardiovascular, because when you kick, you're kicking, you're turning upside down, and then you're exerting to kind of try to hold yourself there. So it's a little bit of cardiovascular work too. Really nice full body exercise. And then I failed again. So just trying to get back into it, and it feels good. And now some strict pull-ups. I have normal grip, trying to do as little body motion as possible. Just a strict pull up there, and then switching to a neutral grip chin up. A few of those. These always feel really good to my body. And make sure you keep your core nice and tight so you don't hurt your back. And finishing off with things that always feel good. Everyone likes to feel the pump of bicep curls. These are hammer curls. As many as I can do together, and then switching to alternating. There, hammer curl is a neutral grip and works the brachialis. And here's another variation of a cross curl, cross hammer curl. Notice I'm bringing my shoulder forward and trying to put the weight to my collarbone. So that was fun. I feel good. I feel good after that. I also, off camera, I walked about 15 minutes on a 12-degree incline. So I feel good after that. Sometimes when you're getting back into the gym, or you're first getting into the gym, it doesn't have to be total torture. You can find those things and do them. Start doing those things that you enjoy doing, those exercises you enjoy doing, to get into it. Now, you can say, but Coach Jay, I don't enjoy exercise of any kind. I don't like moving. It's not true. Have you tried every single kind of exercise out there? Have you tried it? You can find some kind of exercise that you enjoy doing. There are even things that trick you into exercise, like laser tag, shooting people with Nerf guns. You are moving, you're dodging. That's exercise, And in a gym, there's things that feel good, even though they are exercises that hurt. Like, what dude doesn't like going in and doing a bunch of curls at the preacher bar or at the straight or whatever, and feeling that pump? Like, okay, I hate feeling like my biceps are getting big and feeling like, okay, you're lying, okay, if you're a dude. You can find things that you like that can get you into it. Anyway, this was a very long form kind of video, so I will not count it as a Busy Dad Fitness episode. Not count it as an episode, but it's more of a, I said no long videos on this channel, so we won't count this as an episode in season 4. We'll start that next week. Back to kind of short form little clips with quick clips, but this, I don't have a bunch of fancy editing software. I don't have a camera. I'm not, sit there, and I'm editing on my little phone that I'm taking the video on from the little editing program. And sometimes I just don't feel like editing all that much. So I might just string these clips together. And you may have just seen more than longer video than you were expecting, which whatever. But is what it is. Incidentally, I lost 6 pounds since the last time I've been weighing myself. I had been weighing myself every time I worked out, just to keep track of, to try to do a little bit of a scale or of a graph. But over 2.5 weeks since I last worked out, I've lost 6 pounds. So that tells me it's either just water from just not really eating all that much because I haven't been all that active, or it's muscle. So I'm going to assume the worst, that I've lost a bunch of muscle. I've lost muscle. So tomorrow we're going to get back on. I'm going to get back on the powerlifting type workouts. Start building the full body, rebuilding the full body muscle type thing. So, incidentally, male fashion tip: if you find yourself, you absolutely have to wear a polo shirt. Polo shirts suck, by the way. Better with others, way better things. Sometimes they're just cheap, and you have to wear whatever. You have to wear them, collar shirt, whatever, for work. This is the right way. Okay, top button unbuttoned, a 2-button polo shirt, top button unbuttoned. Okay, if you have it all the way open, you look like a weird pirate dude or someone who didn't pay attention to anything that they're doing. And if you have it buttoned all the way up, you look, well, you can see what that looks like. You look like you forgot to put on a tie. Don't button the top button if you're not wearing a tie, and you wouldn't wear a tie with a polo shirt anyway. So, 2-button polo shirt, bottom button buttoned, top one tastefully. You know, check your collar, make sure it's nice and flat. You know, it's presentable, but you don't look like an absolute square. I got a square, you see. So that's how you do it. Now, never button the bottom button of your suit coat or sports coat. Coach J out.